Are we looking to expect another letdown from the USD? We expect a very important data to be released tomorrow in the consumer price index. Remember, very important data that comes up within the first few days of the week. So now, what is CPI? Remember, we had always said CPI measures the average price of goods and services over a particular point in time. And this time we're looking at within the period of June down to the present month of July. We are how the prices of goods and commodities have fared over 1 month. So this helps the Federal Reserve to enact policies that will either try to bring down inflation, because that remains the primary target of the central bank. And in the US, we're talking about the Fed. This is the committee that is saddled with the responsibility of ensuring a stable economy. And by trying to reduce inflation to the barest minimum, that is exactly how they hope to achieve that. So to the CPI numbers, tomorrow we expect the CPI number to fall to 3.1% year on year. Remember, as at May, we had about 3.4%. 3.4%, it dropped to 3.3%, which was a very huge drop last month. And that was a part of a series of data that contributed to the seeming fall in the strength of the USD that had triggered some risk on USD sell-off. CPI tomorrow, we expect the value to come down to 3.1%. Let's anticipate tomorrow's trading activity. Should this figure come in better than expected, let's assume it comes in at 3.0% or 2.9 thereabout, then you're going to expect the USD witness some very sustained sell-off within tomorrow and going forward. Okay, but if we have like a rebound in inflation numbers, you're going to witness some strength in the USD. Now, what will happen? What should you look forward to in both scenarios? Remember, we had always told you that once there is an increase in strength in the USD, you want to be looking at the precious metals, you want to be looking at a possible risk off. Some people are going to prefer going to sell off gold because of the strength of the USD, because the gold is usually a very susceptible commodity to the USD strength. Same applies to silver and other commodities. Okay, so you're going to be looking at selling off gold should inflation tend to rebound. On the other hand, if we end up getting data that reveals that inflation has dropped further, then you want to sell the USD. Possible pairs you want to be looking forward to are the likes of gold. Okay, gold and some of the precious metals may just receive some level of boost. Okay, we may not have accurate data about Bitcoin because Bitcoin has been fluctuating for some days now. In fact, it witnessed a very huge sell-off over the past week from about 64,000 dropped to about 53, and now it's currently trading at 57.1k. So we're going to be talking about Bitcoin some other time, but for tomorrow's trading activity, you want to watch out for gold, you want to watch out for silver, you want to watch out to some other risk on assets. Okay, now if the US inflation rebounds, that may actually trigger the USD JPY's move to our predicted 165. Okay, now 165, remember we had predicted that from 159 is going to run up to the 160s, 161. Currently, that pair is at about 161.78, and we're expecting that pair to go to as high as 165. And remember, I always tell you that data tends to move the market. So these movements are actually triggered by data. Aside to your technical analysis, fundamentals play a key role. Okay, they help you research what the market is doing or what the market intends to do. We're expecting that pair to go to as high as 165. And remember, I always tell you that data tends to move the market. So these movements are actually triggered by data. Aside to technical analysis, fundamentals play a key role. Okay, they help you research what the market is doing or what the market intends to do at the moment, and then it helps you position effectively. So if we get a stronger USD tomorrow, you want to expect the USD JPY to have another leg higher. If we've got some data that is not USD favorable, you want to look at buying the likes of gold, silver. However, the likes of USD JPY may witness some level of correction should we have that kind of data, because remember, on the overall, on the investment front, the long term anticipation of the market, we have sold JPY. JPY has been weakening, and there haven't been any confirmation or any form of data or economic policy tweak to help off the yen. So if we've got some level of USD selling, you're gonna witness some correction from the USD JPY, but I am almost very certain that it's gonna be short-lived. So that's another opportunity for you to buy deep should that happen tomorrow. Now, the next point I want to highlight is our 20 trade challenge. We've been trading for some days. It has spanned more than 20 days, and just like you see on your screen, you find out that we have concentrated on the JPY pairs. Okay, those pairs with the JPY. Why? Because on the overall, JPY has weakened. Remember, I've always preached, please do well to sell off JPY, and that's the effect of doing so. Another one we want to also observe in our trade is the fact that we also looked at gold. Okay, we always looking at opportunities to buy gold. Wherever we've got some confirmation, then we tend to buy. And in situations where we had to trade other assets, if you observe those trades, we try to limit our lot sizes. And then those pairs that were almost certain that is going to come in our direction, then we really take a very good lot size, and you can find out what the results actually were. Okay, so remember, we're still bullish in yen and we're still bullish in gold. We're still expecting gold to run up 2,500. Currently it's at about 23.76. Okay, so we're expecting it to run up that, but then it's not always going to be a straight path. You're going to have some bumpy ride where it's going to have some level of retracement. Those retracements help us identify opportunities to buy deep. The key point I'm trying to highlight in our 20-day trade is you mustn't trade all the pairs, right? Stick to your guns, stick to whatever works for you. Now we'll be shorting the yen. There will always be a time where you need to long the yen. Maybe you got some policy tweak in Japan and the yen begins to strengthen up, right? Then you're going to consider longing the yen. So that's exactly what you should expect anytime you're trading. Make sure to stick to your gun. Make sure to stick to what works for you. That brings us to the end of our event today. So if you've got any comment to share with us, you can leave it at the comment section below, and you could also check out our YouTube videos and do well to understand what we are doing and know where we're positioning ourselves. Okay, and until the next time we're going to meet, enjoy your day. Bye.